Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ringside Report MMA. Tonight on the show, we're previewing UFC Vegas 46, Hermansson versus Strickland, Joe Rogan versus Neil Young, the Pillow Fighting Championship, and Fred's NASCAR report. Okay?
Let's go!
Let's go. Let's go. AJ's
Keep on
NASCAR report.
in the free
Fred's
world.
NASCAR report.
Yeah, I don't want to
Keep
start
on
the show with that,
rocking.
but
Man, I feel we should start by testing my mic, and I could plug these little, like, instead of Sour Patch Kids, it's Sour Patch Kids, but bunnies. They taste pretty much the same, but they're fucking good, man. And you're not eating kids, you're eating bunnies at least, so. How's my mic?
your mic sounds
Your mic
good.
sounds good, man.
I
I don't
like
know about
that.
eating kids, bud.
Well, no.
Unless you're
That's why,
real young, man.
buy the bunnies. Buy the bunnies.
Bad Bunny, man.
Bad Bunny
Dave,
was
can
in
you
the
hear
Royal
me?
Rumble. Yeah, I can hear you. Can
I
you
like
hear
Bad
me?
Bunny, man. He's like, honestly,
Can
man.
you guys hear me?
He
I want to
impressed
do a
me.
mic test too. Can you hear me, AJ?
Yeah, you hear great, man.
Yeah, you're
You sound
perfect.
great, dude.
I'm perfect.
Yeah, not as good as us, but you sound great.
Oh, all right. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm seeing a live chat before the show. Silent by Deadly, Brooklyn Lizard, Johnny North in the chat, Angelo
John!
Contagonis. Miss Brooklyn Lizard says
Angelo!
she loves Johnny North, and AJ, of course, and all the guys on this network. So it's Johnny, AJ, and then Fred and me, and I guess my brother too. Like we're really kind of bottom of the barrel, even though I'm on all the goddamn shows on this network.
Hey, listen, man.
I
Talk about Bad
appreciate you
Bunny,
naming
man.
me first.
Oh yeah, I put you over first, Fred. Always, you know how it works.
Well, Dave is a gentleman, man.
And your
President.
brother
Age before
last.
beauty, man.
That's some brotherly
Age
love.
before
Yeah,
beauty,
that's
man.
how it works too.
Hey, man, did you hear
what?
me rocking in a free world?
Yeah, we'll
guys?
talk
No
about Joe
comments?
Rogan and Neil Young. I got some things to say about that. I want to hear what you guys have to
Oh,
say
I
about
got-
that.
I got a few.
I know
a few things to say
AJ's got
about
some
that, too.
controversial opinions. He just came out of a convoy. He's ready to go. AJ is pumped. We'll talk about
pumped,
Jack Hermansson and Sean Strickland. We can start with that if you want. The Pillow Fighting Championship as well was a thing that happened a few
What?
days ago. Yeah, there's like
didn't hear about that.
professional pillow fighting. People.
My Playboy.
I think we should start
Playboy
with
did
that.
that.
No, it's like I want to start
Listen,
with
man,
that because
Playboy's
that's
done
fun.
that way back. Is this for
Yeah,
real or is it a
that's
joke?
funny.
This is real. This is
What?
the PFC, the Pillow Fighting Championship. This is an event that they have. Look, they're in like a cage, and they're hitting each other with these pillows, and it's pro pillow fighting.
Dude, that's embarrassing.
This is
Like,
happening.
how low do you have to get? How low do you have to get in life in the combat world to start doing this shit?
I mean, yeah.
Like, seriously, like, it's embarrassing. Playboy did that way back, man, but it wasn't like this. It was like,
Look, they're
more
posing like it's a
entertainment.
fight at the end, like doing
dude,
the,
this
you know.
is so embarrassing. Listen, if you ever catch me doing
This
anything
is like
this,
the
Dave,
greatest thing. This is the greatest thing
No.
since I remember seeing once where they have like this thing where you do one round of fighting and one round of chess. And like you got to fight and win at chess, but every round like you're getting hit, so and then you go to play chess. But this is incredible, man. Come on, man.
is this
Embrace the
for
freak
Dave?
show.
Is this real or are you joking?
No, this is real. What, you think I made this website and I got these pictures taken just to pull this prank on you?
Because I know
Kinda
you
looks like a
pull
Photoshop.
shit on me all the time, man. It does, man. It looks like it's something that you're gonna pull on me, and then
No.
you're gonna be like, "I got you, motherfucker."
There's video too.
Where-
The reason I heard about this is because there was a guy who fought, I think in the UFC maybe at some point, and he fought in one of these things, and it got out of hand.
Did he win?
Like, no, like after the pillow fight, he kind of got into a real fight with the guy because he smacked the guy's pillow out of his hand, and the guy was mad, and he smacked the guy's pillow out of his hand and then smacked him a few times while he was unarmed, you know? And the
So
guy who got hit with no pillow was mad and started pushing the other guy, and the UFC guy was like, "Hey, bro, let's fight
There was
for
a
real."
UFC guy that
somebody
actually.
if he
There was a
loses his
UFC guy.
pillow?
I don't know what the rules are of this league. All I did was see. I don't know. I think he fought in the UFC briefly. I
Pillow's
forget
like
the guy's name.
mouthpiece?
But tell me the guy's name, and on top of it, like where did this take place and what are the rules, man? Because this is like, I don't know if I should be like, I don't know, man. I feel humiliated, man, knowing that this shit actually takes place.
Marcus the Joker Perez. He comes out looking like a Joker, like the Joker.
Yeah.
I
It's
could show you.
embarrassing.
AJ,
That
man, why
can't
would
be,
you
man.
feel humiliated?
Yeah, I don't know why you're
Oh,
so
man,
mad.
that's-
In the street, dressed
Because
up
I
as
remember like the
GSP,
Playboy
man.
fights.
This guy.
Oh yeah, I remember this guy, man. Is he for real? Wow. How much did he get paid? $500 to do this?
I don't know, but this is a thing that's
there's no
happening.
way.
And he got into a real fight with his opponent after the pillow fight, which I think is fantastic.
No, I think it's completely ridiculous. But
Yeah,
what
why
kills
not?
me more is that I see people in the background. I hope those are just family and friends that want to entertain this like stupidity.
You would
But
go.
if people actually pay, I would not. I swear to God, I wouldn't go, Dave. Even if you
If
gave
you
me free
knew
tickets,
somebody that was fighting in this thing, you would for sure
if
go.
I saw, listen, if Dave or Fred or Johnny would be in the pillow fight, or Uncle Ben or even Glenn, I would go support. But I think I would put on a mask and like I'd be heckling you guys as well at the same time, encouraging you because man, dude, I feel like it's like I'm telling you, man. I thought this was like something from Playboy. Playboy did this a long time ago, like Playboy pillow fights and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
which
they
were
weren't
quite
trying to hurt
entertaining.
each other in Playboy. It was more, playful to
Man, have you ever seen
arouse.
cats fights, man? It gets pretty
Take it
dangerous,
easy.
man.
I don't know.
But-
It's just something that came across my radar, and I thought, oh, this is funny. I wonder if the boys have heard of this. This is something
No, I
going
never heard of
down.
it.
Where was I'll try to tell you. I don't know what the rules are on all this. I
How
don't
do you
know
find this stuff,
when.
Dave?
I don't know. Things happen.
Tell me it's not on the Fight Network. I'd laugh.
Now, I've never actually
I
seen
mean,
an
honestly-
event. I saw something on Twitter about it, and I was like, what's this? I'll watch this.
But
Pillow
I want to
fighting
know what the rules
championship?
are.
Who
Are
cares?
you allowed to submit with the pillow? Are you
Who
allowed
cares?
to
That
like,
sounds great,
smother
man.
someone?
They're hitting each other with pillows in striking boxing style. It's like a pillow fight that you had with your siblings, except it's now grown up in a cage in front of people.
And you know
Now
what the
let's get
craziest
some
part
real
about this
names
is?
in there, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Get a
you know
couple
what?
Hollywood stars or whatever.
GSP.
No, man.
That's where GSP
Forget
and
about it.
Khabib should
I'll
fight.
tell you what, Dave.
GSP versus
I'll tell you what-
Khabib in the pillow fighting championship. That's what I
No,
want to see,
man. I
brother.
got something
That's
better.
the money
I got
fight.
something better.
All right.
I got something better. I could see something like this in the WWE. I could see Bobby Lashley against Brock Lesnar in a pillow fight, man. Just like I can see that shit happening in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
That's what Johnny's got to do. That's got to be his next gimmick, man. Come
Pillow
on with the
fighting
pillow and just
championship?
smash them, man.
Yeah,
And
he's
then
a
inside
professional
there's a
pillow
brick.
fighter. That would be a good gimmick for a pro wrestler. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm the pillow fighting world champion, and I'm here in WWE to, like, wreck people, and he hits people with a pillow. I think that'd be great. And it
I'm
turns
telling you,
out,
it's gonna
like,
happen,
it's
man.
a loaded pillow. He's had a brick in the pillow the whole time, and he's been cheating. I think
Pitch
that's
it to
good.
Vince, man.
Yeah. I
I
want to get
agree.
AJ
I
in the
agree.
pillow fighting championship. I think that'd be
I-
great.
I-
Angelo wants AJ as a pillow fighter. I think you'd work.
Angelo, man.
You'd be great.
I'm telling you, man, Angelo, that's not happening, man. It's not happening. I'm embarrassed just thinking about it. I'm embarrassed if I would be caught like Dave, like showcasing pictures of people with pillows, and that Joker would be me. I'd be embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed for any
Wait
one
till
of us.
the-
I mean,
Wait
Well,
till they get a
it's-
million views. AJ's gonna change his mind. Yeah, say, oh man,
That's
these
right.
guys are
It's
revolutionary.
the future of
They're
fighting.
changing the game.
Jake Paul.
listen, man. If it, yeah,
Hey,
there you go.
remember what you said about Triad Combat before you watched it, AJ? Remember you said
Yeah, but
Triad
I-
Combat was the worst, it's so
Was the
stupid,
Toblerone-
and then you
It was
watched
a
it,
Toblerone ring.
Toblerone fighting, and you loved it.
Yeah.
You loved the show. You thought
I
it was
did.
fantastic, You never know. Maybe you
Okay,
watch the next
listen.
pillow fighting championship fight, and
Dave, you got me there.
And you love
You
it.
got
You
me
know.
there.
By the way, the next
got me.
Triad Combat fighting is this month. Now that we're on Freak Show fights, the next Triad event, Triad Combat 2, Junior Dos Santos versus Pulev, that guy who beat Frank Mir.
Oof.
That's going to happen
Almost killed Frank Mir.
on the 26th of February, which maybe we do a watch
that'll
along for
watch.
that, AJ. That'll be a good
That'll
one.
watch.
JDS
But listen,
time.
man, listen, Dave, you got me there. You got me, and you know what? Yeah, I'm trashing the pillow talk just like I did with the Triad Toblerone fight, and in the end, I was like, holy shit, this was really, really good. This is what I'm gonna do
Watching
this
this
week,
match.
or maybe even tonight. I'm gonna
Fred,
watch
are
a
you
pillow
watching
fight,
pillow
and I'm gonna
fighting
let
right
you know.
now? Fred's watching it. He's into
Yeah,
it.
I'm watching a match between two Marines right now, and I don't know. There's not a lot of action, man. There's a lot of swing and miss.
Fred wants
What if
more
you get a
action
guy
in
in
his
the eye,
pillow
man?
fighting.
You know, there's not the quick jab in pillow fighting, it seems.
Yeah.
You know, there's just like the big hook, the big slow hook.
Yeah.
That might be a problem.
That might be a problem with this new sport. Well, I'll tell you
Let's
what,
get
Fred.
into real. Let's get into real fights, man.
Currently in training for my first ever professional pillow fighting championship match. I am going to be part of this PFC. That's why I'm talking about it, because I'm going to be in the Pro Pillow Fighting League, and I'm training right now, and I've got some secret moves, some new techniques that have never been seen in pro pillow fighting that I could tell you.
I'm pretty sure cardio is the biggest thing.
Yeah, the
These guys are
spinning
tired
pillow,
right now.
the spinning pillow attack. I just spin around with the pillow in the air. That's my move. The helicopter, we call it, right?
I'll tell you, man.
I don't
The things
understand
people
that
do to get
comment,
attention.
Silent, but that's okay.
Mind you, I've done worse, man.
Silent seems to want to resolve some sort of family dispute with a pillow fight. I think that's the future, you know? Instead of going to court, you just have a pro pillow fighting match and settle your differences in the
What did
octagon.
he say?
He wants to
Huh?
fight
My
his
mom's common-law husband in a pillow fight
in a
against
pillow
me.
fight. That's
Like, none of them
Good
are
luck to
swinging
you,
with
Silent.
two hands also. Like, I think you have to swing with one hand, and I'm looking at them. They're blocking with the other. There's a little bit of lack of action. I would force them to have two hands on the pillow. You got to have two hands on the pillow at all times.
why are you taking this
let go
sport
of the pillow,
seriously?
man.
What's going on? What is happening?
This is as bad, man.
Fred's like-
This is as bad as the
Fred's like,
Spotify shit. This
There's
is getting
not
out
enough
of control,
action.
man.
There's not enough action in this pillow fighting. You should have two hands. Fred's trying to modify the rules of this stupid sport that I brought up as a joke. Fred's like trying to take it seriously and analyze the sport. Oh, I love it. All right, we'll get to the UFC here. Sean Strickland versus Jack Hermansson on Saturday night. They will not be pillow fighting, although maybe. What do you guys think of this fight? This is a tough one to call. I know that over at Bet99.com, we've got Jack Hermansson plus 180, Sean Strickland minus 220. And Sean Strickland is coming in as the favorite, I think, because he's got a lot of hype around him right now. He's got some solid striking. He has a couple knockouts on this 5-fight win streak that he's riding. He had 2 good wins in 2021 over Krzysztof Jotko and Uriah Hall. It was a 5-round decision win over Uriah Hall. Strickland looked solid there. This is another 5-round fight. But I feel like Jack Hermansson is a step up in competition from Uriah Hall. This is a guy who's beat Kevin Gastelum, who beat Jacare. He's got some nice wins in the UFC, and the only guys that have beat Hermansson in this middleweight division have been guys like Marvin Vettori or Jared Cannonier, 2 of the upper echelon fighters at 185. So I think that this is a tough fight here for Sean Strickland, but there's something about this guy. He paces instead of sitting on the stool between rounds. He's an animal. I like the way he fights. I like the way he presents himself. I like his interviews. He's an interesting character. He's different. But that doesn't mean he's going to win the fight, you know? Like, just because he's a cool character doesn't mean he beats Jack Hermansson here on Saturday. I'm torn. I want to know what you guys think about this fight. I really don't know where to go. What do you think, Fred?
I'm scared to go somewhere because when you say you're a fan of his, I think you might have missed a couple of,
Did I?
chapters. But
Oh, I probably did.
yeah, you might have some.
What did he
you
do?
Might have some.
He's nuts.
I think he had like some racist thing happen
Oh, yeah?
in his past, like where, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
where,
I mean,
where he self-identified as a white supremacist or something like that. He said he was young and stupid, and it's in his past. He addressed it, but
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't.
so-
I'm not a huge fan. Obviously, I don't follow him too closely. I just like how he paces around between fights. I mostly just watch his fights. I don't really listen to him talk. I saw a couple quotes this week that seemed like he was an interesting guy, but I don't study this guy.
He looks like
He's completely nuts.
he's a weird character, and those type of guys always draw eyes. Like he has his own like persona, if you want. And,
Yeah.
look, he's a decent fighter. He's coming up. He has skills. That's why he has attention. And if he beats Hermansson, I'll be impressed because, like you say, Hermansson is a step up in competition. So it's a decent main event. I'm not too crazy about it, but I'm probably gonna go with Strickland as the young rookie going up. He's probably getting good odds because he's getting a lot of airtime, and also people are backing him. But we'll see, man. It's a good test for him.
Look, like I was gonna say, Freddie, I keep saying it. The guy's completely nuts. If you ever see like his Twitter like feeds and whatnot, the guy is bananas. But he's exciting. He really comes up with crazy stuff, and people are talking about him a lot. I mean, this guy's had like a lot going on for him and a lot of things not going on for him. I mean, way back when he got into a motorcycle accident that kept him out of MMA, I mean, this guy was an up and coming riser, and he still is now. But when you look at him and you look at his stats, the guy has not been taken down, not been taken down since 2017. And that guy that took him down was Kamaru Usman. That's it. So when you're looking at the grappling game, this guy, man, is on top of it. His grappling is is there, and that's what I'm saying with Hermansson. You know, you're going to be looking at striker wise, you give the edge to Strickland. If you're going to look at the grappling side, you're giving the edge to Strickland. If you're looking at pure brawler, man, and like intensity, you're going with Strickland. There's a reason why he's the favorite. This guy's coming in and he's coming to kill, and that's another thing. The guy is like completely nuts. I mean, he said that if it wasn't for MMA, he'd probably be murdering someone. And he's like, MMA like saved me because all I thought about, you know, I used to have fantasies of murdering people, and MMA like helped me, like, you know, find the purpose in life. And like Hermansson was like saying, listen, we have no beefs with each other, but when a guy like this talks, look, he might be joking. You know, you hear Connor like saying a lot of shit, but when you start saying like, oh, I fantasize about murdering someone in the ring, it doesn't help certain countries like Hermansson. Hermansson comes from Norway, and it's still illegal to have MMA competitions in that country. And when you get guys like this guy, like Strickland, talking shit like that in a fight like that, like he was saying, is it harms the sport of MMA. So he doesn't have any real beef with Hermansson, but he doesn't really like the way guys like that talk, and like the courts in Norway judge MMA based on the sport and on the comments of fighters. So when they get comments like by Strickland saying like he fantasizes about murdering someone in the ring, it doesn't help the sport evolve. And that's the thing with Strickland. Like, he talks a lot of shit. Maybe he's really as crazy as he seems, but maybe he's just an act as well. But when you look at his overall fighting capabilities, this guy, man, he's like, he's unbelievable. He's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He has like 10 KO victories, 4 submission wins, 9 first round finishes. The guy is 18-0 in the middleweight division. When you look at it overall, the guy has so much talent, but maybe he should tone back on that like crazy nature, like the Joker pillow fighter guy that we just saw earlier, and really look at like his skills and really like use it from a different perspective of pushing like his image. Because right now in his image, if you read his Twitter feed, sometimes they're just like over the top, man, way over the top.
Yeah,
Have you
I
ever
don't
seen
know.
them?
I don't really pay attention to what he does. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Hermansson, though. I think Hermansson pulls it off. I think he is a better grappler than Strickland. I think he's a better grappler. I think he's a better wrestler. And I think that you are underestimating Hermansson's grappling. And I think maybe Strickland, not being taken down since Usman, is less Strickland and more the guys that he's fought, not trying to take him down. Like Uriah Hall is no takedown artist. The guys probably didn't attempt to take down all fight. So I don't think Sean Strickland's really defending the takedowns as much as not having to defend a takedown because they're not being shot at him. And I think they will be shot at him here with Hermansson. And it'll depend on that, really, how the fight goes for me. So I'm going to go with Hermansson for the win. I think he pulls it off by decision. I got Jack Hermansson pulling off the upset here at plus 180 at bet99.com. Freddie, what do you think?
I hope you're right, man. I just picked Strickland earlier, but I hope you're right, man. I want Hermansson to win, man. And actually, I held back, man. I forgot about that whole, like, wanting to kill somebody. Like, Sean Strickland's just...
Yeah, I forgot about that, too. I remember that. That was a while ago. That was a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
don't get
seems-
on his bandwagon.
Yeah,
Fuck
no, I'm not getting on his bandwagon. And I think Hermansson wins. I don't know. I got a feeling about Hermansson. It's a tough fight to call, though. I could see it going either way. Strickland just 30 years old, coming into his prime. Hermansson 33 years old. I got Hermansson, though, with the upset. Other fights on this card, undefeated Diaz brothers prospect Nick Maximov is the co-main event of this one. 7-0 Nick Maximov taking on Punahele Soriano in the co-main event. I like this Punahele.
He's the Russian Nick Diaz.
I think he's trying to be. This is a middleweight fight. Maximov seems a little small for middleweight. I don't know. Punahele is the favorite right now, minus 193. Maximov plus 157. I think Punahele gets it done. Elsewhere on this card, we've got Brendan Allen stepping in to fight Sam Alvey. Allen minus 400, the favorite. Alvey plus 300, the underdog. This was supposed to be Phil Hawes against Sam Alvey, but Hawes got hurt 2 days ago, and Brendan Allen steps in on 2 days' notice. And he's stepping in on 2 days' notice as a massive favorite, too. A lot of hype around Brendan Allen. This guy is legit. That's a good
That's
fight
the thing
right
with
there.
Smiling Sam, man. You know what? Like, even if this guy, you're right, the guy's coming in on, like, last-minute notice, but still he's the favorite. I mean, if you look at Alvey, man, and I love Alvey. I love that when he fights, he brings, like, entertainment to the game. But sometimes, man, it's kind of scary. The guy hasn't won since, like, June 2018. So that says it right there. That's why he's the underdog. I mean, 3 of his last 4 bouts were by split decision. I mean, that could say something, but the guy hasn't won since 2018, man.
I think Allen
I don't think it's
beats
going to
him.
be any different in 2022.
I think Allen beats him.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Allen also. And people always talk about, well, lately people want to talk about UFC fighter pay and all that. Well, I mean, look, Sam Alvey, he shows up, he's cheap, and he smiles, man. He's the perfect guy for the UFC. Who cares if he loses? That's how the UFC likes them. Get paid cheap and smile.
Yeah, and that's what he does. He always shows up, and he'll take the fight like, one opponent drops out, another opponent steps in. He doesn't care. He's down to fight, and that's what the UFC wants. And his fights are usually entertaining. One fight I'm looking forward to, probably more than anything else on this card, maybe outside of Marc-André Barriault, who's fighting Chidi Njokuani. That'll be a big fight for Barriault. Some Canadian talent on this card as well, but I'm looking forward to Brian Battle and Tresean Gore. This was supposed to be the Ultimate Fighter finale, but Gore got hurt, and Battle wound up fighting Gilbert Urbina in the finals and beating him. But Gore looked really, really impressive on the Ultimate Fighter. He was tearing through everybody and just looked like a monster, looked like a real prospect. And I've been really excited to see him show up in the UFC. He's just 3-0. He is coming in as the favorite, minus 167 over Brian Battle, plus 136. I think Gore wins this fight. I'm going heavy on Tresean Gore. I really think he wins this fight. He might be my lock of the night here. I like Tresean Gore in a major way. He was just so impressive. As long as his injury didn't slow his progress too much, I think he comes in and smashes Brian Battle. This is the real Ultimate Fighter finale. I know Battle won it because Gore was hurt, but this is the fight that was supposed to happen. I know you guys didn't watch the Ultimate Fighter, but I'm telling you, Tresean Gore is serious. And Brian Battle is a hell of a fighter, too. I'm a fan of his, but I just, what I saw from Tresean Gore on that season made me wonder what he can do in the UFC. So I think he wins this fight. I think he wins it pretty strong.
Really?
Keep an eye on him.
I mean, I wouldn't go with the pick of the night on that, man, or your lock of the night, because if you look at the Battle, Pooh Bear, I mean, this guy used to be a heavyweight that moved down to middleweight. So the thing is that he has that power behind him still. Like, that's what scares me. And I'm surprised you're going with the lock on this, man, because I actually was going to go the other way. I was going with Battle on this one.
Go for it. All right. I like Trayshawn Gore big time. You didn't? Did you watch The Ultimate Fighter, AJ? Did you see Trayshawn Gore's fights?
Yeah, no, he was amazing, the guy.
Okay.
He's very aggressive. I remember that and all. But I don't know, man. He's fighting. Look, I'm not going to change my opinion. I'm going to stick with
that's
Battle
fine.
on this.
Hakeem Dawodu, Canadian fighter, minus 184, the favorite, coming in, taking on Michael Trezano, plus 150. This one in what weight classes are these guys fighting in? Featherweight, 145 here. And at middleweight, it's Marc-André Barriault from right here in Quebec. He takes on Chidi Njo Kawani, and Barriault is a favorite as well. A lot of Canadian favorites on this card. Barriault, minus 119, and Joe Kawani, minus 105. And we've got Alexis Davis, Canadian fighter, as well, minus 234, the favorite. Julia Stoliarenko, plus 185, the underdog. So Canadians expected to get some victories here on Saturday. I like that. I think Barriault pulls it off. I think Alexis Davis pulls it off. I'm not as familiar with Dawodu as I am with Davis and Barriault, but yeah, I think Barriault gets a win here over Njo Kawani and maybe even stops him. I think he might get a finish.
That's the thing with Barriault, man. He's like a freight train. He keeps coming. He like so much pressure, man. He likes to control the game, but he takes a lot of shots. That's the thing. He eats a lot of punches, but man, when it comes down to it, I mean, the guy always delivers an exciting fight. That's the thing with Marc-André Barriault, man. He is relentless. Even back in TKO times, the guy was always putting on a show. But you're right, man. I'm surprised that they gave it to Barriault because at the beginning of the week, it was the opposite for the odds. So I was hoping to go with Barriault as an underdog, but now he's like favorite. So you know what? I'm still sticking with Barriault for the win.
Here we go. We got Barriault, and now it's time. It's Vader time. No, it's parlay time. Another Canadian, Malcolm Gordon. Malcolm Gordon is the underdog, plus 210.
We saw him fight.
Former TKO champion. Yeah, he fought our buddy James Mancini. Malcolm Gordon, plus 210, the underdog. Denis Bondar, minus 267, the favorite. That's set to open the card at 125 pounds. So Gordon coming in as the underdog. And I'll give you the Team Dave parlay here real quick, real simple.
Go for it, man.
Real fun, little bit of money on a Saturday night. I'm keeping it simple. I'm sticking with Canada. You can bet with us over at bet99.com. Use that promo code Ringside. And I'm going with a Canadian parlay mixed with a little gore. Alexis Davis, minus 234. Marc-André Barriault, minus 119. Trayshawn Gore, minus 167. I'm putting those three together. $20 at plus 321 will get you $84.39 for your Saturday night 3-fight parlay. That's Team Dave, Barriault, Gore, and Davis. The Team Dave parlay. Freddie, AJ, who wants to take it next? Who's next?
I got a parlay.
What you got?
I got Soriano.
Yeah.
Hermansson.
Yeah.
Allen.
Yeah.
And Barriault.
Wow. When's the last time you put more fights on your parlay than I had on mine? That's pretty rare. A rare 4-fight parlay for Team Freddy. Going with Punahele Soriano, Jack Hermansson, Brendan Allen, and Marc-André Barriault. $20 will get you $196.43 with Team Fred. That's pretty big. That's pretty big there, Fred. I like that you went with Hermansson.
I'm not confident in Hermansson, though.
I like that
I'm not confident in him.
No? Didn't you pick, what's his name? The other guy? Strickland?
Strickland?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started with that, but then after that I remembered that, he's kind of, I went with an emotional pick. I won't lie, man. I picked Hermansson because I want him to win, like AJ, for the good of the sport, man. For once, I'm placing the good of the sport over my own interests or my own pick. So for the good of the
Wow.
sport, man, come on, Hermansson.
There you go. AJ.
Don't do it, Freddie. This is the one. This is the one I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the crazy guy. I'm gonna go with Strickland. I think he's gonna win this fight. I hope he tones it down a bit after the win and not talk as crazy as he does. I think it's more show than anything. But when you're looking at overall skills, like I said, man, Hermansson is like a great fighter and whatnot. They're very, very, very close when it comes to like knockouts. But Sean is gonna take this fight. I'm gonna go with Soriano as well for the win. And I'm going to go with a 7-fight parlay on this. So I'm going to go with Shavkat. Yeah, man, I'm going all the way, man.
Rachmanov is a good pick. He should win. Undefeated prospect.
Yeah.
He should win his fight.
Shavkat.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go with Allen over Sam. And it kills me because I love Sam Alvey, man. Smiling Sam, I love this guy. But unfortunately, it's going to be a rough night for him.
All right.
Then I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Brian Battle on this as the underdog.
All right.
This is the only one that like kind of scares me, but I'm gonna go with Battle for the win, and then I'm gonna go with the Rosa to end that card. But in the prelims, I'm gonna be going definitely with Marc-Andre Barriault for the win. So if it doesn't work with Barriault, the rest of my card is done. But that's it, man. I think that's the winning card.
Jeez.
Team AJ, woo-hoo.
Team AJ.
Rocking in a free world.
Massive parlay
Censoring
here.
in the free world.
Sean Strickland, Punahele Soriano, Shavkat Rachmanov, Brendan Allen, Brian Battle, Julian Arosa, Marc-Andre Barriault. $20 gets you $454.86 with the Team AJ parlay. There you go. Team AJ parlay going down on Saturday. You want to talk about Joe Rogan?
I don't want.
Of course, man. Who doesn't want to talk about Rogan? Man, like, you know what? This is the biggest battle of all, man. What kills me the most is you've got these guys that are I don't know how old, what's his name is? What's his name anyways, this guy? What the hell's his name? Neil Young.
Yeah.
He ain't young. I think he's about 165 years old. I don't know what he is.
He's about your age.
He's around Miyagi's age and all the rest of the stuff. Like, he's an old turtle, man. But this is what kills me. The guy's been around since the 70s. Who the fuck knows this guy other than me and Freddie? Dave doesn't know who Neil Young is. No way, man. Even I don't know who Neil Young is, but I know, like, his songs. But listen, man, you're going to pick a fight against Joe Rogan? Like, what people don't realize is that Rogan, there he is. There he is.
I mean,
turtle.
Whose medical advice are you taking? This guy?
Listen,
this
man,
guy? Or this guy? Right? Hold on. This guy? Or this guy? I don't know, man. Just by pictures alone. Let's do it again. This guy? Or this guy? Look, he's jacked. It's all
How about the
oily.
guy? How about the guy that actually got COVID? Like, talk about the guy who got COVID. And
who had
man,
COVID?
How about
You?
Joe Rogan? I did. Me and Freddie. Why don't you listen to our advice? Me and Freddie had the best advice for COVID.
I don't know about that.
Freddie was eating like gummy bears and
Oh yeah, that helps.
I was eating Kit Kats and just watching a lot of 90 Day Fiancé, man, and
Sure.
cured it. Perfect.
There you go. That's the cure. I'm pretty sure that's what doctors
That's
recommend.
it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Dr.
got a
Seuss
crazy
recommended.
solution. I got a crazy solution for Neil Young. You
Yeah.
don't like somebody, don't listen to him.
Well, he's
Exactly.
mad because
No, maybe you should
Spotify.
listen.
Hang on, guys. Let's just explain what's happening for those that don't know. He's mad because Spotify is supporting Joe Rogan, and
They pay him a lot of money, man.
yeah, they paid Joe Rogan
They
a
got
lot of
an
money,
investment.
and Joe Rogan is putting views out that people don't like, and Neil Young is really mad about
Well,
it for
that's my
some
point.
reason, and he wants his music
Don't
off
listen
of
to it.
Spotify. First of all, I think,
But also,
well, whatever. If it's his music and he doesn't want it on Spotify, I think
Yeah.
he should be able to take
Yeah.
his music off Spotify and whatever other streaming service he wants to take it off of. It's his music. If he owns the rights to it, he should be able to do whatever he wants to his music. But I think it's a little
it becomes a
disingenuous.
movement.
I mean, he also, I have Sirius satellite radio, and it's another competing music streaming service to Spotify, right? And you know what they have on Sirius satellite radio? the Neil Young channel. He's got his own channel on Sirius. So I'm kind of like, okay, well, you're shitting on Spotify, but you're also like, I mean, I don't know if this is really about Joe Rogan and Spotify, or it's more like, hey, I want my stuff exclusive to Sirius. That might be something. You know, I don't know. I think a lot of what Joe Rogan says I don't really like, but I'll tell you, I listen to Joe Rogan way more than I listen to Neil Young. I'll put it to you that way. I'm not listening to Neil Young music, and I know a lot of people like it, and that's fine, but it's not for me. I don't listen to the Joe Rogan podcast with those doctors. I know he had to put out an apology. Joe Rogan.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, it was kind of an apology. Well, whatever. He had to put out
Dave.
an explanation video for certain things, and now
For
Spotify is going to put out a disclaimer when he has certain guests on. And, you know, that's fine. Disclaimers or whatever. They don't really mean anything, and it's fine. You know, there were 2 podcasts that he had with doctors, and I didn't listen to those podcasts because doctors are boring. You know, they're just boring. I don't care about doctors and what they have to say for 3 hours with Joe Rogan. It's not interesting to me, and I think it's irrelevant, really. I listened to Joe Rogan. Recently, he had Juliana Pena on, and I wanted to hear about her and how she made Dave and Patrick a lot of money when she beat Amanda Nunes. I wanted to hear all about that, how she was saying nobody picked her to win, and Joe Rogan didn't pick her to win, but Dave picked her to win. I mean, she didn't say that, but she should have, because, you know, I was Team Pena 110%, and I'm still Team Pena, and she's going to beat Nunes again. But, yeah, that's the Joe Rogan podcast that I like, and I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a really good interview with Juliana Pena, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny that Juliana Pena didn't know how old she was. She had to kind of do the math, and still she struggled to figure out how old she was. And she's got some interesting views that I was not aware of, but I'm not going to try and cancel Juliana Pena because she doesn't agree with me about certain things. Just like I'm not going to cancel AJ or Fred because they don't agree with me about a whole lot of stuff. And that's fine,
But
and they're still my friends. I just think all this attacking and the piling on Joe Rogan and all this stuff, it's like...
Exactly.
Do we have to do this?
It's the piling up. Because, like you said, Neil Young, do whatever you want, man. I got no problem with that. It's all the other people. Even here, Gilles Vigneault said, like, he's pulling his music off of Spotify because of that.
Who?
I bet you
Get
fucking...
the hell out of here, man.
Gilles Vigneault.
Who's that?
He's a fucking Quebec old
never heard of
singer
him.
from, like, the...
Listen,
He's
Freddie,
Didn't he
first
coach
of
the
all,
Canadians? He coached the
That's what I
Canadians,
thought. I
right?
thought he was the
But
coach of
wait.
the Canadians, man.
No, that's Alain Vigneault. But I just want to say, like, people that never even listen once to Joe Rogan are taking a stance on this. Like, Joe Rogan has
Fuck
become,
them.
like, the...
Listen,
you
know what?
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, well, that's the
Freddie,
thing.
I'm gonna tell
And
you.
that's the thing
Wait,
is,
wait,
like,
wait. Let me
you
say
know,
something.
I'm triple vaxxed. I disagree with a lot of the stuff that Joe Rogan is saying. I was on this show a few months ago saying, why are people taking medical advice from Joe Rogan? He's a UFC play-by-play man and a stand-up comedian. He's not a guy to be taking medical advice from. And if you want to, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. You know, it's up to you, I suppose. But
he's not.
he's
He's not giving you medical.
I just
man,
think that
first
the
of all, he's not
piling
giving you
on
medical
Joe
advice.
Rogan and making Joe Rogan out to be some horrible
Joe Rogan-
creature.
No,
I
he's
just
not.
think
Listen, man,
I think
for what?
it's a little much. You know, I think it's a little much because I don't think Joe Rogan is a bad guy.
Joe Rogan rocks,
I think
man.
sometimes he says things that are a little bit confused. Joe Rogan's a little bit like AJ to me. You know, I think AJ sometimes says things that are ridiculous that he doesn't really mean.
Whoa.
But
Stand
you know,
back, bud.
he puts his foot in
Stand
his
back.
mouth
First of all,
sometimes,
no,
right?
no, no.
AJ,
Joe Rogan never
sometimes you
says
say
anything wrong.
things. Sometimes you say things that could be construed as racist or
No, no, no.
transphobic, but I know you
What?
don't mean them as racist or transphobic.
How dare you?
You just say them because
Me,
you're
of all
of a
people?
certain age and you're a certain type of guy. You and Joe Rogan are both kind of guys that look good for your age, but you're both, you know, martial artists
What?
in your mid-50s, and you're a little confused, and that's fine.
This guy.
You know, and
Listen, I'm gonna tell you,
I
first
love
of all, I
both
met
you
Joe
guys. I
Rogan.
think you're both great.
Listen, thanks, Dave. I met Joe Rogan. I yapped like quite a bit of time with Joe, and the guy is awesome, man. One of the best comedians I've ever seen live. And I'm going to tell you something. First of all, most people like that are talking about Joe Rogan right now, like these Neil Young and whoever, like all the rest of these like whatever singers that we don't listen to anyways. Who cares about them? Who really cares about them? Joe
I don't
Rogan
know.
is like the most listened to podcaster and really like interviewer in the world. The guy's made over $100 million in Spotify. When he has like his guests on the show, he lets them talk. He has his rebuttals on certain things, but he doesn't bring in anybody because he looks at their point of view as his point of view. And when you said that he apologized, he didn't really apologize. He just said,
Right.
"Okay, I get it." But when I'm bringing in like a virologist or some scientist or whatever, these are people that have been established and have like papers and scientific journals like endlessly over years, and they've been front runners to the medical
Yeah, but
industry and
AJ,
talking about shit
you
that we can't talk
understand.
about. So,
You
but
understand
listen, wait,
that
let me finish. Let me
there
finish.
are
Let me finish.
always differing opinions, and
Sure,
he
absolutely,
does seem
absolutely.
to have
No,
doctors
he'll bring
on.
in.
He seems to have doctors on, and I think
Listen,
the issue
no,
that
no.
people are taking here, AJ, just so you understand why people are upset with him, is that he seems
Listen,
to be
who's upset?
having more doctors on, more experts who lean towards the opposite
Wait a
of
sec.
what the
Wait a sec.
the
Well, I mean, at least it's not
consensus
like mainstream
opinion.
Wait.
media, which is
Right.
all one-sided.
Right, but
Listen,
I'm just
he
saying.
brought in
people
the
like Joe
doctor.
Rogan.
Right, but the
What was that doctor? Dr.
majority,
Shupta.
the
He brought Dr.
majority
Shupta.
of the medical and scientific opinion is leaning in one way, and Joe Rogan seems to have guests that lean the other. It seems like the majority.
No. You're wrong, Dave. No,
I don't think I'm
disagree
wrong.
with that.
Okay.
No, I disagree with that because he brought in
Well.
the CNN top doctor on his show, Dr. Shupta, who actually had to admit
Shupta.
on that show. So, whatever his name is, Shupta, whatever it was Dr.
CHA,
Seuss
again,
for
you
CNN.
say things that I
No,
know
but
you
whatever
don't
his
mean
name
it
is.
in that way, but it sounds a little.
No. What I'm trying to say is that Joe Rogan brought on someone who had his views, who was the top doctor for CNN, that came in and started talking, which was fine. But then they got into a discussion that obviously the doctor had to apologize because
All
he
right.
said things that weren't
Then the
accurate. So
fucker
what I'm trying to
doubled
say is,
down. He went back to CNN and doubled down on his stance. So
yeah, which is not cool. What I'm trying to say is that Joe Rogan,
Gupta,
Shupta or something like that,
I think.
or Soup. But what I'm going to say,
sure.
Dave, is that there's
Fuck him.
nothing wrong with having opinions made up. But as adults, we can make up our own decision to what is right and what is wrong. No one has to tell me, Anthony, you know what? You gotta. This is right, no matter what. No, I was one of the first when COVID came out and we had to get like our injections. I was like looking into it. Like I wasn't so
You were
crazy about getting
skeptical.
it and whatnot. I was skeptical, but the bottom line is that I make the decision based on me. And if I want to listen to Joe Rogan and I can take whatever facts from whatever interviewer that he has or interview that he has, then I'll take it for whatever it's worth. But what I'm trying to say is that Joe Rogan didn't apologize. He just simply said, okay, listen, if this guy brought out his opinion on like scientific facts, I'll bring in someone else who disagrees with that, and then people can make up their own decision. That's the difference with Joe Rogan. He gives an opportunity for people to share whatever idea that they have on a platform that us as adults can make that decision to whatever we think is right or wrong. And there's facts that are based on that as well that you can look at. So that's why I'm saying is that when Neil Young, first of all, Neil Young has a pretty shady history because he said some pretty shitty things and racist remarks back in the days against
That's
AIDS.
true also.
And if you don't believe,
Really?
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
he said things about people that had AIDS way back, and this is not allegedly, it's fact. You can check that up. So the thing is that that's racist
Fuck
in a
Neil
sense, yeah. But you know what? Listen, I love his music and everything, but there's certain things that why are you gonna attack Joe Rogan for what? Because you're gonna come off of Spotify? You lost that fight. There's no doubt about it because they got rid of like Neil Young off of that Spotify like in what 2 days? Listen, you can see Joe Rogan as whatever it is you want, but in the end, he's an entertaining guy. And other than Ringside Report and Wrestling Uncensored, listening to Dave Simon and Johnny North, I listen to a lot of podcasts, but my favorite ones are us as the second best, and the first is straight to Joe Rogan, man. He's like the most entertaining guy out there. I love him.
Here's a quote from Neil Young.
Joe Rogan.
Neil Young on his
rocks.
goddamn high horse. This is crazy. Fuck Neil
Yeah,
Young.
man.
What
I'm
a
telling
piece
you,
of
man.
shit.
Did you read it? He was talking some pretty serious shit, like
Okay.
about the
This
the
is
AIDS
the quote.
epidemic at
This
the
is
time.
the quote from Neil Young, who was a big backer, by the way, of Ronald Reagan, who completely denied that AIDS was happening and contributed to a lot of death. This is Neil Young. He says, it is scary. You go to a supermarket and you see a F word behind the fucking cash register. So I just said fucking, so you know what F word I'm talking about there. All right? You don't want him to handle your potatoes. It's true. It's paranoid, but that's the way it is. Even though it's not just gay people, they're taking the rap. There's a lot of religious people, of course, who feel that this is God's work. God's saying, no more butt fucking or we're gonna get you. Young cackled dementedly. What? I don't know what it is. It's natural. That's one thing about it. It's a living organism or virus, whatever it is. I hope they find something to stop it. It's worse than the killer bees. Okay. Yeah, so Neil Young had strong opinions about AIDS. He was very, very scared of AIDS. And now he's very, very scared of COVID. And he's making sure that Joe Rogan, I don't know. And now, like, I saw the White House was like, Spotify needs to do something about Joe Rogan. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's one thing when some old man doesn't want his music on there, Neil Young and Johnny Mitchell or whoever the fuck that is. But fucking White House, they need to take it easy. Like, why are they going after Joe Rogan? That's a little much.
Like, yeah,
I don't know.
You know what? Like, it's becoming like you're taking away the entertainment aspect and trying to make everything so political, which is not right. Because we can look at people that are backing up Neil Young, like Joni Mitchell. And you look at Joni Mitchell, listen, I like her music and whatnot, but, like, stay out of that arena because back in 1976, you can look up records. Back at a Halloween party, just like our Trudeau, man, she came in wearing, like, her, like, pimp outfit with the afro and the mustache and that whole kind of thing. And you know what? You're not the person to start coming in and, like, defending, like, Neil Young versus Joe Rogan, man.
But
like,
I'm telling
look at
you,
your history, man.
What it feels
ridiculous.
like right now is everybody piling on Spotify to try and have them just be pressured into
Cancel
getting
culture.
rid of Joe Rogan. It really seems like they're trying to get Spotify to dump Joe Rogan, and the pressure is
Cancel
mounting.
culture sucks.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I don't know. It
sucks, man. Don't be
it's
scared,
unfortunate.
man.
I don't
It
like
sucks,
it. I
man.
really don't like it. I mean, sometimes some
If
people, deserve to be disappeared. Like when Bill Cosby rapes a bunch of people. Yeah, let's not put his shows on TV anymore. Let's not be reminded of this guy. He shouldn't make royalties off his shit anymore because he's a horrible man. But Joe Rogan has some guests on his show that you don't agree with, and then you want to get his show to be taken off Spotify.
Cosby's on Prime Video, so.
Yeah, well, that's
Like,
maybe
not
not great. I don't think that's fantastic
I'm
either.
just saying, if he's on Prime Video and
keep Joe Rogan on Spotify. Yeah, that's it. I don't know, but it does feel like they're kind of clamping down and they're trying to do something. There's some sort of action being taken now to kind of get Joe Rogan off of Spotify and get him deplatformed, which is dangerous, I think. I don't know. I don't like that type of stuff. I don't like when people are deplatformed and people are pressuring. I mean, sometimes, when it's hate speech and stuff, there's
Come on,
no
just
room
say
for
you
that.
Support Alex Jones, man.
I mean,
Come on, man.
I didn't love that he got deplatformed because I think he says some horrible shit, some crazy shit. But I think that a lot of people say horrible, crazy shit every day, and they're allowed to just kind of operate freely. So why was he a target? I think some people become targets, and then they just, they go on them. Meanwhile, there's all these other people operating, and they're not deplatformed. You're like, well, what about all those guys? What about what they're saying? And then they just kind of target people, and it feels like that's what's happening with Joe Rogan. Like, he's being targeted. But I think what's fantastic about all of this is that no matter what, even if Spotify buckles and they get Joe Rogan off their shit, UFC will never. Dana White will never, ever fire Joe Rogan for anything that he's said or done. Like that's the one place where Dana White's like, fuck you, fuck everybody. And, love him or hate him, I think that's kind of fun. So there's that.
You know what, man?
But it doesn't look good with Joe Rogan right now. Like, I don't know.
Man,
Spotify's under a lot of pressure.
You know what? And it's like, it's a shame. Like, we try not to put politics into sports. Like, we look at the UFC and we look at some of the champions.
Week.
We look at
it's a slow week in MMA.
But look, we look at guys like, listen, we got guys like Khabib. That is, he has a religious background and you know what? He has a lot of support. I like Khabib. I like the way he is. I support him 1,000%. And you know what?
Yeah, but I wish that we would
I
see
just
some
like him
women's
as a fighter,
MMA
man.
in Eagle FC. I wish Khabib, as a promoter of Eagle FC, his new MMA promotion, would have
That's
some
the
women's
thing.
fights.
Again, man.
But he never will.
I don't want to turn this into a political debate, but I'm
Me
a
neither.
libertarian. So do whatever the fuck you want, Khabib, man. As
I
long
guess.
as you don't hurt anybody.
Yeah, as long as it's
And,
not hurting
Joe
anybody,
Rogan,
man. And that's how I look at it.
Joe Rogan has the biggest podcast
Keep rocking
in the
in a free world.
Spotify, I doubt are gonna let him go. But if anything, man, Joe Rogan's gonna be all right. Let's
Are
say
you kidding?
it's the smaller people that get like locked out that are the real victims. Because this at some point, man, we need some debate, man. We need debate to be open and let people listen to what they want. But
Yeah, Twitter.
anyways,
Give Fred
man,
his account
NASCAR
back.
this weekend, man.
Twitter locked
Don't
you out,
fucking
Fred.
ban NASCAR.
They banned
Yeah.
Fred
Listen,
for all
and
his
it's-
NASCAR views on Twitter.
Forever.
Yep.
Forever.
Fred can't get back on Twitter.
Like, I
Look,
can't,
But
no, because my
but you know
fucking
what?
phone number is blocked.
Wow. They really went after
Yeah,
you.
Brady's still banned.
What did you
Every
do?
time I try to, I don't know, man. I got access to stuff, man. Maybe I'm just saying.
Wow. Fred's got the documents. Uh-oh.
Listen, man. The bottom line is that
Yeah.
you know what?
What's the
Joe
bottom
Rogan,
line?
man, is on
Joe Rogan
Spotify
rules.
because Spotify is not like a music, like it isn't a music company. The thing is that it's there to make money, to generate profits, and it's a tech company in a sense. So that's the bottom line. Joe Rogan brings in viewership. Joe Rogan brings in advertisement, and Joe Rogan brings like quality entertainment, man. And you know what? When I'm bored at night, like I said, I'll listen to Rogan, man. Always interesting. And I can make up my opinion of what I like or don't like. And that's the bottom line.
Something about Joe Rogan and Spotify. When Joe Rogan went to Spotify, I would listen to Joe Rogan on the podcast app that's on the iPhone, right? And then he went to Spotify, and he wasn't on that podcast app anymore. I had to go to Spotify. So I didn't download Spotify for a while under protest because I was like, well, fuck that. I'm not downloading a new app just for Joe Rogan.
But we're on Spotify.
But then, but we're on everything because Spotify has all the podcasts are on Spotify, right? It's like any other podcast app. But then Joe Rogan had some guests that I wanted to listen to, so I downloaded Spotify, and I got it, and I listened to Joe Rogan. And then I started using Spotify for all the podcasts that I listened to, and I listened to a bunch. And now I just use Spotify for all the podcasting. So Spotify did a good job of signing Joe Rogan because they got me and I'm sure millions of others to convert to using their app. I don't give them any money. I don't have the paid Spotify subscription, but I get their ads and I use their podcasting app to listen to all the podcasts, including the Ringside Report Network podcast, this show, and all the other shows available on Spotify and wherever else you get your podcasts. So I think they did a good job in that sense. Like, I wasn't going to get Spotify, and then they put Joe Rogan there, and I got Spotify, and now I use it all the time, every day.
Yep,
So
same
there's
here,
that.
man. The same thing.
And I've never
the same
listened
way,
to Neil Young ever in my life.
No, I'm sure you've heard his songs at like events and whatnot.
Yeah. He's like that whiny guy. Is he Canadian?
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
no.
He's
Is he
not?
Canadian?
Of course he is.
Neil Young is Canadian. Well,
He's
Canada.
from Toronto. Maybe that's why I don't like him. I'm joking. Good one.
Dave.
What? What?
6, man. Antoinette is going to be blasting you all kinds of
I know Antoinette's
going to
be mad, but she knows.
You're a jerk. I can't believe you
Montreal,
said that.
Toronto, she gets it. She gets it.
Toronto's
I
great,
love
man.
T.O. because
love
I'm a
Toronto's
Drake fan.
fine. Fred's like, oh,
We've got
Toronto's
what's that
great. I
guy?
love
We've
Toronto.
got
Fred's
Vigneault.
never been to New York. What do you know about
What?
great cities? He's never been to a great
Man, we're
city,
gonna-
Fred.
Man,
I've been
Freddie,
to
we're going to go to
Vegas.
New York.
That's not a
Multiple
great city.
times.
It's not like New York.
Listen,
That's
we're going to go to New York, and
incredible
I'm going to give you the tour, man. It's going to be tour with
I
AJ
don't
in
need to go to
NYC.
New York, man.
Yeah, let's go to New York,
no,
Too
Fred.
many
baby.
people.
Yeah.
Man, we're going to have a blast.
Too
We'll go see the
many
Yankees.
No, Fred, it's the best. Yes, AJ, let's do it this summer.
Yeah, man, we're going to go
If
to Little
possible.
Italy, man. I'm going to bring you to like some nice places
I
in
don't have
Little
a
Italy.
passport.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah,
true.
Fred's an illegal man.
Damn it.
Fred, you're illegal to just operate around. It's just terrible. Fred, let me tell you something. I've been meaning to tell you, and this involves us here. Before we get to the NASCAR report, you know you can go to a mall. You know I went to a mall, and when you go to the mall, you don't have to show your vaccine pass, right?
Right.
When you enter the mall, you don't have to show anything. And there's certain stores, as long as they're not over a certain square footage, you could go into the store with no vaccine pass. But then some stores in the mall, like the bigger ones, they have vaccine pass, so they have somebody standing there and they got to scan your phone before you enter the store. But some other stores in the mall, you don't have to do it. And I'm like, aren't we all just in this big mall anyways? I don't really understand why some store, you know?
What?
So,
you know what? It doesn't make it doesn't make sense.
But
You
Fred,
need a
just
map
saying,
to like shop now.
just saying, there's some stores in malls you don't have to show your vaccine pass to go to.
Yeah, but
you
what's
know
the
what?
point?
To all these stores, man, you better fight for your clients because you know what, man? I order everything off Amazon these days, man.
Yeah.
Even once the passport's not there, man, you're not gonna get me back. I'm sold to Amazon right now, and so many of us are, man. So fight for your clients
you know
if
what?
you don't want to lose more.
A lot of stuff you can buy online, Fred, but I tell you what you can't buy online. I had to go into a store to buy this bad boy, okay? They're not selling these online. The Undertaker.
Who's that?
It's the Undertaker,
the
baby.
Undertaker.
They don't sell those online.
Big. Look at the
You got to
size
go
of that
into
guy.
a store to get them.
Why? Why don't they sell them online?
I don't know. They just don't. Only in stores. Walmart is weird. Some stuff is only in stores, and they will never put it up online. Don't know why. Stock or
Well, they
whatever.
want you to walk into a store so
They
that you
want you
buy
to
that
go.
Undertaker and you buy like your underwear and your socks and everything else that comes in there.
You
That's
buy
what it
underwear
comes
at
down to,
Walmart?
man. Not really. I've never really bought
Of course,
underwear,
man.
but I've bought socks.
Fruit
I
of
never
the
bought-
loom. Fruit of the loom.
Is that what you wear, Fred?
Come on, man.
Fruit of the Looms, man.
Easy for cheesy.
Old school.
Fred, you wear
Yeah,
Fruit of the
man.
Loom, and you get it from Walmart.
Michael
What do you,
Jordan special.
what do you get? You get what do you
Easy for
guys?
cheesy.
What's that mean?
It was a commercial about
Oh.
the breedable.
What do you wear? You wear the briefs? You wear briefs?
No, I wear boxers.
He's
man.
got the.
Boxers.
He wears the Derek Lewis hot balls, man.
I
That's
like
what
a-
he wears.
I like
Listen,
a boxer
More
brief.
important is how you sleep. How do you sleep? Because like I like to be naked, man.
I'm more interested in what your underwear
No, no,
choices
no.
are. AJ, what do you wear? Thong?
No.
One of
I
those
mean,
little
like on those
Speedos?
crazy nights, man.
Like the old
Listen, man.
country?
I always wear. Listen, old school wise, like my dad used to say, is like, listen, AJ, I don't want to catch you like doing anything weird in your bed, but most important, you wear something because if the house ever goes on fire, you gotta run out with something.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That's what I always wear my
I'll run
Canadian
out
PJs,
naked,
man.
man.
I wear my halves. I have a halves, like pajama bottoms, man. I always wear them, man. Go halves, go. And I just saw something from Angelo. He
Is that
put
what you're
out, like-
saying? Hold on. You sleep in pajama pants?
Yeah, man.
And
the
a t-shirt
Canadian
or no
pajama
shirt?
pants. No, t-shirt, man.
T-shirt
I told
and
you, man. If I have to
pants.
run out of the house,
And
Well,
Fred,
yeah, man.
Fred, you're fully nude?
Most of the time I'm fully nude, unless it's like
Fred's
really
keeping calm,
cold.
man.
I
This is
might
normal, man.
put something, but I got like this big like cover over me that's so like I love it. It's heavy and it just like keeps me to the bed.
Like a caveman.
I rock
Oh,
underwear and T-shirt. Sometimes no T-shirt. Sometimes just undies. But underwear and T-shirt.
That's it.
Yeah, pants and
thanks,
all that
man.
stuff. Too hot. Too sweaty, baby.
No, man. Just
Can't
remember
do it.
this, man. If there's ever a fire, man, you just fly out and you're okay, man. What are you gonna do? Standing outside with just your underwear? No, thanks, man.
Well, I don't sleep every night thinking there's going to be a fire. I mean, if I live my life thinking there's going to be a fire every night, I'd not own anything. Right?
Old school ways, man. They prepare
don't-
you for everything, man. Earthquakes. If you hear my grandmother, she prepared me for earthquakes. You name it, man. Everything you can imagine.
All right, let's get Fred's NASCAR report.
Well, no, but wait.
Well-
I thought you. Oh.
No,
What?
no. Let Fred shut up, man.
Yeah, let Fred.
man.
Shut up.
NASCAR
was gonna
season
say Chris
starting
Styler.
finally, man. Clash at the Coliseum, and they changed the football field into a racetrack, man. They paved it, everything, man. First
Wow.
race of the season. It's an exhibition race. Should be fun, man. Last week was the Daytona 24 hours. They raced for 24 hours. It's like a sports car race. And for 24 hours they raced, and in one of the classes, two cars finished like fighting it. They crashed on the last lap. They were fighting. After 24 hours, they were still like a split second from each other. So racing season is back. Yeah.
Is the guy
finally?
Is the guy Let's Go Brandon there?
He's getting sponsored by a cryptocurrency that's called Let's Go Brandon. So they're making money out of this, man. Props to him. Yeah.
What? Wow, that's crazy, man.
Let's AJ, what's cryptocurrency?
It's always a question mark. You asked me, bud.
Yeah, AJ, what's cryptocurrency?
It's basically like something that I won't invest in right now. Like AJ won't do something that's not like tangible. You know, it's like wearing underwear like on a screen, or like metaverse. Like Dana White wants to have like metaverse UFC fights.
Think your money is tangible?
My money in my pocket is right there, man. If I see that $10 bill in my pocket, I know it's a $10 bill.
And devaluate it, man. Inflation.
Forget it, man. The mob tried to do that.
A weird turn.
Hey, listen, man.
So NASCAR's back this weekend. All right, we're excited. I'm excited, Fred.
Yeah, man, I can't wait.
We'll watch some car racing this weekend. Saturday,
and
Sunday?
You can always go watch. Listen,
Sunday.
You can always watch Freddie race too, man. Don't forget that.
That's right.
Freddie's a part of a professional virtual racing club that I try to watch as much as I can. If not, I watch reruns. But it's actually kind of exciting. I always look for Fred Garcia like zooming by. And the first time I watched him, he got into this major accident, which was like really cool. It was fun. But actually, you know what? It's quite interesting, man. Commentators, the whole 9 yards. So, Freddie, what's it called again? That website?
It's a racing league. It's on iRacing, man. iRacing is the place for virtual racing.
It's really cool, man. I want to get in on it. I want to start racing too.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
BJ.
Like the videos, subscribe to the channel, click the bell when you subscribe to get notifications every time we're on. I'll be back here tomorrow night with Johnny North after SmackDown, 10 p.m. Eastern Time for Wrestling Uncensored. What, AJ?
I was just going to say, like, I just saw a comment coming in, like, you know, about Chris Nyland. And you know what? I love Chris Nyland. I like him because he came to support my BJJ shows back in the days, me and Glenn. Chris Nyland, we called him. He came, and a super, super cool guy, man. Hopefully
nice
he'll
guy.
Find another position.
I used
Get him on
to be
Ringside, man.
On his show a lot when I was on that radio station, and apparently he was let go from that radio station. And
bad move, man.
Yeah, I mean, they make a lot of bad moves, and you know, the people in charge there are a bit.
They're like Neil Young.
Yeah, a bit out of touch, but you know, whatever. Let's not spend our time thinking about those people because they're pretty irrelevant. But yeah, too bad for Chris. I hope he's all right, but I'm sure he'll be fine. The guy played NHL hockey. I don't think he's struggling for cash. Should be all right. Let go of his radio job, but you know, it's a radio business. It happens, and who listens to the radio anyways? I don't know. I don't listen to the radio. I don't really care.
Radio.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
You know what?
You wanted me to comment on that. I really have no comment. It's like, yeah, well, okay. Too bad, I guess. But Johnny North says they did it because he's not vaccinated.
What?
Oh, I guess ridiculous. A lot of people are having trouble keeping their jobs because of vaccination status and stuff. Maybe
Listen, here we go.
That's what he's saying. I think that's what Nyland is saying publicly on Twitter. So there's that. But hey, what are you going to do? These things happen. I don't want to go into should he or should he not be fired because he's vaccinated or not. Like, it's kind of... Yeah. Angela listens to the radio, and that's fine. Like, some people still listen to it. I just, what can I say? I'm not interested.
Let's go, Brandon. That's what I say, man.
It's not interesting.
Keep rocking on this free world.
You know, I'm not interested. All right, guys. Well, thank you, and I'll be back here tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time for Wrestling Uncensored. And we will all be back here next week for the UFC 271 preview. And then next Saturday, we got the UFC 271 watch-along, Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker for the UFC Middleweight Championship coming up a week from this Saturday. So getting ready for that next week here on Ringside Report MMA.